So it totally started raining at 1 p.m. So I chose to walk from Islands of Adventure back to the hotel because I was just completely soaked and I figured that the bus would probably be cold. So I just took the walk, actually stopped in Royal Pacific for a bit. Their restaurants are not offering much. I was going to try to get lunch there, but it just really wasn't worth the price. And yeah, the lunch options especially were really, really limited, so I decided not to. So instead, I'm going to give you a tour of I'm pretty sure this is the Atomic pool. So they always place me on the other side, which is with the Lazy River pool. I think these might be like the older buildings, because I think the Lazy River part, that section, I think is newer. So just like everything's really, really cute. This pool is open from 8 to 10, and the other one's open even later. I was focused on like the retro aspect of this resort, like the 50s, 60s, but I heard someone else, I think it was a YouTuber, say that this is like retro Florida, and I started thinking about more, and I noticed like here you see like orange, blue, yellow, especially the orange and blue, like you see it everywhere in the design. Oh, and look, these rooms are all facing outward. The section on the other side, they're all interior. So I started thinking about these colors, and like I think this really represents retro Florida. And I think the orange, like I think the blue is meant to represent like water. It's kind of like a teal color. The yellow could be like the sun. And I feel like the yellow is like not as prevalent in the design here as the orange and the blue. And the orange, I think it represents oranges, like the fruit, because Florida is one of the world's biggest producers of orange juice, especially. I learned this when I was a kid. The oranges in California are the ones that people like to eat, and the ones in Florida are the ones that are turned into orange juice. There was actually an orange juice like processing plant not too far where I grew up when I was a kid. So this is the other pool. I'm pretty sure that's what that's supposed to represent, because there's actually like orange spheres like some places in the resort. And like when I was a kid, this area wasn't as developed as it is now. And like one of the main things tourists would do is like bring home citrus, and like they would just like, there'd be all these places that you could stop and get like crates of like oranges to take home from Florida. So yeah, I think that like has something to do with the design here. In the pool also, so that's the slide, that little tower there. I think that's supposed to look like a diving platform. But yeah, everything's just like really, really well themed here. I think it's so cute. A lot of people call it like Mad Men era design. It reminds me a lot of the Jetsons, like just in like the aesthetic. And kind of the Brady Bunch a little bit with like the coloring and stuff. So I think it kind of like spans that era of time, like starting like early 50s and ending maybe like 63, 65, like not like 60s. So if you want to compare this to a Disney resort, the theming is definitely closest to Pop Century, which I used to love. And it just rained, so you can see there's like kind of water still drizzling. And I haven't stayed at the animation one, but a lot of people say like the amenities, and they have like family suites here, they're very similar to animation. The animation's actually pretty expensive, even though it's kind of in like the value category. But you get so much more here. Like the value resorts at Disney, they just have standard pools. They don't have water slides. They don't have hot tubs. They just have quick service. So this resort just has so much more. Like the pool area is so big. It's got a lazy river. It's got a slide. It's got like pool bars. Here's like a sand area. I think there's a ping pong table. It's just so nice. Here's some little chess tables over here, or checkers. So the lobby's in the middle. One slight little design flaw criticism is that you actually can't get from one pool to the other directly. You always have to like go back into the lobby, which I find a little inconvenient. So if you want to go on the lazy river and then you want to try out the pool, or I'm sorry, the slide, you actually have to go through the main lobby area. And if you can, I can see with my eyes here in the distance there between the trees, that's my building. So my building's the closest to Volcano Bay. Oh, here's the spheres I was talking about. So yeah, I think those are meant to like represent oranges. So I'm in the furthest building away from where I am right now. So for me to get dinner or get like the buses to the park or anything like that, I have to actually go outside and then go through half of the resort into like the main lobby because it's right in the middle of everything. It's a little inconvenient. It's almost easier if you're on if for some reason like the buildings are like separated by a walkway on the first floor. It's almost better if you're staying on a higher level floor, because then you can walk straight through on the interior side through the hallway. This side is all exterior doors. I'm not even sure if they have an elevator. They probably do. But yeah, the side that was put me on, it's like the Americana, I think the Contemporary, maybe. No, that's the Hotel Disney. They're all interior rooms. So this is the main check-in area. I always like this, that's really pretty. There's a bar, but it's closed right now. The design is so cool in here. There's a little gift shop. So that's the Swizzle Lounge. So they have a lot of the stuff that they have at the parks here, and then they have some Cabana Bay stuff. And one of my favorite things here, if you go upstairs, there's a gym and there's a bowling alley, which is really cool. It's open until midnight. And my favorite thing is there's a standalone Starbucks here. There's a lot of vintage cars outside, and you can get a bus to the parks. This one doesn't have the boats, so you have to take the bus to the park. And then that's the dining area, and then I'm going to get some food, so I'll talk to you later.